Alright, welcome back to another edition of Hearthstone Power. We got this week the Tavern Brawl May 9th. Every bunny get in here. So you got some free golden egg cards today, the eggnapper and Devilsaur Egg, just for logging in, giving it a look-see. We start off here with Druid against Paladin. So you get these shifting dies. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a random die. The colors are red, which when is die an egg. When it hatches, give a minion +2/+2. Orange, dies an egg orange, and when it hatches, give a minion rush. Gold is when it hatches, give a minion divine shield. Pink is when it hatches, give a minion taunt. Green is when it hatches, give a minion poisonous. Purple is when it hatches, give a minion lifesteal. Blue is when it hatches, give a minion Windfury. And silver is when it hatches, give a minion stealth. And that's basically the order in which I rank them as well. So +2/+2 red is great, rush is great, divine shield's great, lifesteal is good for certain classes, and then I don't think I ever use stealth. I don't really know, why that would be great, except for maybe to leave a minion around if you really need it, but that's going to happen with divine shield as well. So bunnies only hatch from undyed noble garden eggs. So I feel like the minion you get depends on the die you use and also the turn on which you hatch it. I don't think you're going to get super powerful minions like the Sleeping Dragon on turn 1 or 2, but later on you will. So there's a card called Carrots, which is a spell, and it'll give all minions +1/+1 unless they're bunnies, the little cute guys you see on the screen there, the 1/3 beast. It'll give the bunnies +2/+2, and the mana cost is 2. So that one you're always going to want to keep if you get it in your hand. And it's basically just trying to, keep your minion count high. Like here with Druid, there's some class-specific ones where you want to keep your minions on the board high, but also you want to play handlock with Druid. You want to make sure you get the cards like Starfall is the best card in the deck because it can clear all the Noble Garden eggs and a lot of their minions. So if you get that, you're pretty much going to win. And then you'll want to look for hand fillers cards like Witchwood Apple, and cards like Whispering Woods are good early on. The 1/1 Wisp for each card in your hand, and so then you can just maybe get Savage Roar and win the game, kind of like an Egg Druid deck. So yeah, you saw where I ranked them. So Divine Shield, Rush, and +2/+2. So red, orange, and gold are going to be the ones you want to play. Rush isn't great if you go turn 1 because you don't really have a target. There you see he plays the Carrots and the Rebuke. Rebuke's good because I have nothing but spells in my hand, but Carrots is questionable whether or not you want to play it. I recommend waiting on that, playing it late in the game. I messed up there and tried to target the fairy dragon. So much stuff on it I couldn't tell. I forgot it can't be targeted, but Naturalize is good, and I could have used it in a few instances here to maybe save some of my minions, but I'm always afraid of giving them 2 cards, especially when he only has so little cards in hand. That was a decent move from him there to get Rush and then Hatchet. But this was one of the longer matchups, one of the better ones, and then some guys, Paladins might not really have the wherewithal. Usually either Paladin or Hunter, if they don't get it right, they're just going to give up on you. But now we got rid of the Rebuke, and we have plenty of spells. We're trying to hold on to our spells because of the handlock elements in the deck, but we just never really get it. We have to beat this guy by just playing out correctly. Yeah, so Paladin, what we're looking at is, your usual mob deck like we see on the ladder a bunch, and the best card they have is another one just like Starfall. It would be Consecration, so you can clear all their eggs and a lot of their minions. You'll get to see me play 1 from each class here, get you a win from every class, and I'll show you how we do it. Poison's good, you know, so if you're getting behind on their minion count, then especially poison with Divine Shield's going to be even better. And then you can get it off maybe multiple times there. But yeah, I don't think I used Stealth at all, or Windfury's also at the bottom of the list for me. Again, red, orange, gold, pink, green, purple, blue, silver. And it's probably your power rankings there. There he plays Spike Seed, and I got Divine Shield. So the crow that drops minions is obviously pretty nice there. You'll see in a later game where I really go off with that one. But yeah, some of the cards that hatch are pretty much standardized. It seems like there's not too big of a difference, but I did see a few out there that are pretty rare that you don't see too often. But yeah, the crow's great because there's a lot of spells in these decks, obviously. The dies, the shifting dies. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the Tavern Brawl and are enjoying what we're doing here at Hearthstone Power. Want to play your minions or play your spells while you still have the crow on the board, and we're just gonna let him try and mess it up. So hopefully he doesn't attack into our taunt or something. We can keep going off with the crow, but right. See, and I didn't really get the hand lock right with the druid, but we just outplayed this guy. So just choose the right dies and you'll be happy. Hero power helps just defeat the paladin's hero power, which is good for us. Some other cards in there besides the bunny, we got the Noble Garden Goblin, which is a 5/2 for 3 mana. I think he's pretty solid. The Noble Garden Spoon, which you saw played in this one, which hatch your Noble Garden eggs for 3 mana cost. I don't feel like it's that great of a card since it's hard to build up enough eggs to want to hatch them early, and since they all hatch at the beginning of your turn anyway, it's not that powerful. I could see some synergies with it, but I didn't end up using it too much to get any wins. Here you can see now we finally kind of equalized with this guy, but he gets the I believe he gets the Equality Consecration off on us, which is, that's been around for a while. That's going to help you feel like you win the board, but we top deck a Druid of the Scythe, which is great for us to clear off his one big attack, and then he doesn't have enough for the rest of the minions. Even there you can see that I hold off on using the silver one just because we'll just let it shift again and then wait till it gets better. And so bunnies are fine. You see, if you don't target it, you're going to get a bunny. And that's the only way to use your carrots correctly to get +2/+2 on the bunnies, is to have a bunch of bunnies. See, I think he used his one early on here, so now we're low on health, but that's the one. That 2/2 that death rattles a 5/5 for your opponent. I don't know why they put that one in there, because there's just no upside for hatching that, but it's great to see it on the other side of the board where you just get a 5/5 for free. I think he doesn't like that, so once that happens, I think he gives up. Yeah, I'd like to see more people play it out, but because I was behind and I kept playing and ended up with the win. So you guys just don't give up and keep on trying. Here we got Hunter, and I don't do a great job of showing you this one because this guy's another guy who just doesn't get it right away and quits. But again, just start and try and hit red shifting dies early. And I think Stitch Tracker would be good in this one, but this guy just was too aggro to play. He quits early on. As far as Hunter, they only really need explosive traps. So anything that does 2 against the whole area, mainly enemies, is going to be good for you. That's why Rush isn't great early on there, you see, because he can only attack into my 4/4, and it's why the red shifting die is good too. So I don't know what the secret is here. It's probably that new one where you play 3 or more cards in a turn, because I poke here to check for, you know, eye for an eye, just to save as much damage as possible. It's not a competitive spirit, so he even gets Shrieking Shroom and gives up. So I don't know. We didn't get a great Hunter game to show you, but you do see me play a bunch of Hunters, so you can kind of see the Hunter deck, and really just looking for explosive trap, and you know, play with our rankings on the dies. So we'll show you some more constructed play later on, but right now we're just showing you solo adventures in the Tavern Brawl and getting them out there day one, showing you the exploits and how you can win. I mean, Tavern Brawls are fun. I'm glad they give us, you know, a fun way to play against our opponents. It's not so standardized like constructed can be. I mean, half the time there's a lot of aggro out there, and then there's a lot of the same like Q block decks, so it's just, you know, I like playing some of these other types of ways to play, because you don't have to keep playing the same decks over and over again. But yeah, you want to get carrots in your hand. So the mage deck has a lot of valuable legendary cards like Antonidas and Syndragosa. You can see Syndragosa in my hand here, and once you start getting those out there, I mean, you're going to be safe, especially with Antonidas and these dies that cost 1. That's obviously a synergy for mage. Usually, you know, I say clear off their minions, but he should do the same. He should go to the 5/6 and hero power, but he goes around, and then we can just trade our Kobold Librarian to his Crackling Razor Maw. There he got the Whispering Wood, so he shows you kind of how you definitely want to play the Druid deck. If he would have had a Savage Roar or carrots to follow up, which I think he does have carrots, but so that's why you gotta do a good job of just clearing off their minions. Don't go face when they're at 27, because then he's gonna hit carrots even better, or Savage Roar or something, and the game's over. So yeah, he got 6 minions with carrots, so you know, he's feeling good. But we just show you how to win these type of games too. It feels like we're behind, but that's why sometimes Rush isn't great, because you might get a card like that, the charge is already, and we don't want to use carrots here. You know, there's not enough minions. It might even out the board and get away from his hero power clearing it off, but it's just not solid enough. I want to use carrots with at least 4 or 5 minions that are going to stick and not transform. Then not the eggs obviously change at the end of turn. So Alarma Bot is pretty ugly. I think you'll see, actually it might not have made the cut, but there's one game where I actually was able to use it, but not that great. And Witching Hour is generally going to give you a bunny, so that's funny. Yeah, so there you go. Sleeping Dragon, Poison Taunt. I mean, that's pretty solid. I don't know. And then he's got poison behind, so that's going to even out. But he plays Crypt Lord, so we're not going to go straight into his poison. We're going to let him do that and just see if we can't clear an extra minion. So we go after Crypt Lord, and then he's going to have to go into our Taunt, or else he'd have to sack every single minion and still not get around. So yeah, 4/12 Poison Taunt. Pretty solid. He thought about going in with the bunnies there. I don't know what he was thinking. So here we're going to feel like there's at least 2 bunnies, you know, 4 minions that stick, so probably time to play carrots. And we can't really get around the taunt otherwise, so this will be kind of a waiting turn here. Yeah, so know when to wait for taunt. Don't always sack your minions in. You'll see some of the opponents that I play like just didn't even add up the exchange correctly and sacked an extra minion that they didn't need to. or they didn't use, their, what cards they have on the board for him. Here he plays Alarmabot there and clogs up his board, so he's not going to get another egg. So that's definitely not the play. Don't do that. You want to leave yourself one space for a Noble Garden Egg, obviously. That's why you see I could have rushed and killed it, right? But it's hard to tell which one, if it's rush or attack, so I wanted to go face. But there, he can't Alarmabot, and if I killed it, he would have had a space to get another Garden Egg, so he kind of messes his own board up there. And Frost Nova, we're just able to add up lethal there and just say, okay, well, I can get him down to what I added lethal, but he did add one more armor, so ping his game. And we got you a mage win, but you can see there where it would have started going downhill if we would have controlled board more. Than we would have had Antonidas and Syndragosa coming in hot. So I got the order of these kind of crazy because I guess they ranked them once I put them in the editor in alphabetical order, but you'll see Paladin is the usual mob deck. There's a lot of people out there playing it because I feel like that's one of the only classes that they're comfortable playing because they play it so much on the ladder. Consecration is ideal in this deck, so if you see it, keep it, and carrots always keep. So we got a great start here, at least as our hand goes. And Shrieking Shroom is a card that we get usually pretty early on, so that's a good one to fill the board and get a lot of extra minions out. This guy does a terrible job of getting rid of Shrieking Shroom. Like we said, always get rid of a minion if you can. So especially if you're not going to trade your minion, because Paladin struggles to do 1 damage. They can make a 1/1, but if you have something to deal with it, if you rush a minion, then you'd rather. You haven't seen it yet, but we'll show you here where he messes up. Yeah, so he plays the red. He's got the rankings right. He knows which ones he likes, but I don't recommend playing too many on the same one early on. Or maybe it was there. There he Windfuries into my minion. I don't know why I traded that one off. I feel like the Windfury minion would have been better. But you see, I would have consecrated it away. Maybe he knew. He knew that consecration's in the deck, so I'll give him a good play there. Yeah, so like I was saying with the Shrieking Shroom, just make sure that you have enough room to get maybe the Shrieking Shroom card and your Noble Garden Egg. So you're going to add 2 minions to the board by the time you get back to your turn. So it's just, you don't always want to hero power with Paladin or Shaman. And wait till you leave some room on the board. There's the shroom I'm talking about. Aren't the bunnies so cute? Every bunny get in here. I love the name too. So yeah, there you can see I did where I'm gonna get. Well, I'm gonna fill the board, but oh well. You don't always need an egg. At least we have an egg. So I'm just saying, leave an egg out there, and he's probably gonna kill one of our minions. So I don't know. He should know better. It's not ideal because then I don't get an egg. But once the board is full, you pretty much want to cast carrots. I mean, you can't do the Hawk Strider Hen because he's going to Battlecry Death Rattle Noble Garden Egg, and then you got nowhere to put him. So usually, yeah, I'll do that too, where I'll trade off a minion first if it's adds up better, and then +1/+1 or +2/+2, use the carrots on a minion that's going to last longer. It's kind of like you would do with the Corpse and Seed that you'll see in the Rogue deck, where you want to sack that minion and then play your cards, because you can usually, a lot of people will play cards and then kill the Seed when they could have brought it back that very same turn. Yeah, now we're just going to continue to clear board and try and Avenging Wrath off everything. We didn't quite get it, so there's where I leave 5. So I know I'm going to get a Shrieking Shroom minion and get an egg if he would have not given up there. So yeah, you see that I earned the pack there, but I've already showed you like 4 or 5 wins. So now we're gonna move on into Priest, and we're just gonna keep a bunch of the class-specific cards here, and just one shifting die, and just hope, you know, we get something that we can kind of play on our seed right away. He didn't feel like he should do anything to that first minion, which I think that's a good plan, actually. Like, I would save your dies for later on, but he doubles up there, so that I don't like that play. I'd rather just die the first one and then die the second guy. And yeah, so you see, like, I could play another one here, but I just like you know, leaving it and shifting my die again. I mean, rush is perfectly fine, but early on it's just not great enough. Like, I don't feel like I'm too far behind. But now, you know, Shrieking Shroom into one of the best of the Flame Imps, I mean, now you're getting worried. So I feel like I'm gonna need this coin. That's why I dropped that there, because I'm gonna have to, hopefully he puts a little damage on his Shrieking Shroom, and by a little he puts a lot here. He shouldn't have done this. If he would just sack the Flame Imp, he probably would have won this game. Because we gotta get rid of the Shrieking Shroom. It's too powerful. So we coin and ping it off with Oknai, and this ends up being a good game. So I don't know if there's much synergy in the Priest deck. It's just one where you see there he sacked an extra minion. That's why we give him a bit of say. And here he's healing up his minions. He's doing good, you know, like, we're not winning this by any means. But then, yeah, there's what you want to Shadow Visions. That's why I say always keep the carrots, but unless you have Shadow Visions, because then you can just get more carrots. It's kind of like how you complete the quest with Priest a few times by mucking it and just Shadow Visions more copies of the quest. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy play. So we used our carrots, but we know we have another carrots in the deck, and Taunt helped there too. And I like the hen. Obviously, you play that as soon as possible and get more eggs. But that would be maybe late game synergy. You could do egg and then dye them and dye them. That would be better, because you know you're getting bunnies when they're undyed. Or maybe you don't know, but we're teaching you here at Hearthstone Power. And bunnies are good for the carrot synergy, obviously. So yeah, we're just going to keep trying to control the board. And he'll taunt, so we know that his taunt can't get past our taunt. Or at least with just his taunt minion. He's obviously going to have to bring his taunt out of stealth for it to start being effective. And it's going to heal up to 5, but we got the Noble Garden Goblin to get rid of it. Now he's pretty far behind. I mean, if they would have given, I don't know if they do, I never saw it, but if they would have given Shaman something like Bloodlust, then that probably would have been the best class. I don't know. I didn't really rank the classes here. I ranked the dies, but I mean, Paladin seems pretty strong. But it just depends on what you're good at playing at. Like, you'll see that I have all golden heroes, so I've learned how to play every class. I feel like everyone needs to do that. And this is a good way to learn how to play each class. I actually drag the lifesteal to the wrong minion here. So I'd always get the lifesteal off on a 0 attack a minion, because that's the quickest way, but I meant to hit the heal bot, because the heal totem has been doing work on me all game. But now, since he was unable to dye a bunch of those eggs, that he's got a bunch of bunnies and he doesn't have carrots, so he gives up. But that was a good game. But we just keep controlling the board and going back and you're gonna get wins. And I don't know why people give up so much. You know, I don't think it was over for him anyway, but I can't see his hand, so I don't know. But yeah, Priest. I guess Shadow Vision's Carrots is maybe the play with Priest. So we're gonna keep Carrots, knowing we can't discover another copy of it. Rogue, I like this wanted card. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's great and constructed, but it's gonna help us here. Like if Shrieking Shroom hits or something, and you know, it helps the coin coming back. I guess effectively reduce the cost of it. So yeah, we could we hero power there because we don't like poisonous or pink. What's pink? Taunt. I mean, you could use them, but I like just looking for the best possible ones there. And also, you're obviously gonna need your Wicked Knife. I could have attacked last turn, but usually we like to save our durability, or at least one durability with Rogue, so you can make a play with no mana. So say you have to cast Wanted next turn, and we need our durability too. So here we had 2 durability, and we're going to save the 1 durability again, but don't mess up the Wanted play. Make sure that the minion's at 3 health. You can see I try and target it a little early, but you know, bunny, and then you got to attack first, and then be like, oh yeah, 3 health. And then we get our coin. I'm going to coin out something here, because, you know, bunnies are okay, you know, for the carrots. Like, obviously, maybe we should have left it as a bunny, because we have carrots in hand, but he gets rushed to take off our poison Gibberer. Gibberer is fun, especially in the quest Hunter. So yeah, we didn't get to show you much Hunter on our win, but you can see a lot of the Hunter decks. We do play a lot of Hunters. It's got Flanking Strike. It's got some good cards in there for Hunter. So yeah, we're pretty low, and Rogue, Lifesteal is good for Rogue and Warlock, because, you know, you use your face a lot to clear minions, so Lifesteal is going to be great for you. It's kind of like the Violet Illusionist being immune to it when you attack, but really, you know, just getting Lifesteal and bringing your health back up is going to help. So that was good, yeah. And so you want to attack with your weapon first and then re-equip, so you don't mess up the durability. Those are the little things you'll learn when you become a good Rogue player, and we'll try and show you those things here at Hearthstone Power. But yeah, like even with the shares and seed, maybe we should have kept some spells behind for it. But here's this turn just gets nutty. So this is one. I'm thinking it's Explosive Trap, right? So we're gonna fill the board up with minions, but right now we got a +1/+1 them, and luckily we reduced the cost of our Echo. I mean, this is just out of control this turn. Clear another spot, so attack in with the minion that dies, then attack because our turn's running out. Echo again, and then Shadow Ascendant hits. I mean, he couldn't handle that turn. Was too good. That Echo and the Crow, that's a good synergy. If the Crow hits, you know, something with power like that, like really an aura, so after you cast a spell, it's kind of like Wild Pyromancer. Summon a random 2-cost minion. I mean, that card's great. And then we got Echo cards, and then we were adding Hunter cards, and we had the Radiant Elemental in there too, so it just got real fun there for a second. Too bad he gave up, because once you read their secrets like that, you know, I didn't know Hunter had Explosive Trap at that point, because as you saw in our win, you know, it was pretty quick. But yeah, once you read their secret like that, like we'll teach you, you know, if I would have attacked in first, you know, I would have lost a lot of minions, and so that's why you +1/+1 them, and you got 12 more damage off that turn, and instead of if you just attack first, you would have lost both those minions back there. So here we got Shrieking Shroom with Rush. We give it a little Rock Biter so we can clear off his minions. Always clear the board, never leave them a target, and he needed to do that here. So you see that he gets Charge Taunt. the boar from the animal companion. And so all he has to do right here, you can see you don't want to trade to a 2-1, and you could attack the 1-1, and he goes face. I do not get it, but hopefully we'll teach you not to make those mistakes. And here you lead in with Rush, right? We'll leave our other minion but we're actually going to clear the Searing Totem because we want to keep Shrieking Shroom alive, which he could have dealt with last turn. Now we have a 3-1 Windfury Dust Devil, and he just never understands to clear the Shrieking Shroom, especially with, at an end of turn effect like that. Also, we wouldn't recommend here at Hearthstone Power using Unstable Evolution before you have a full mana register. It just cuts your turn off so quickly there to where I would have just had to sack it to the 1-2 taunt. Instead he wastes all his mana, and I still clear his minion with the same minion basically. And yeah, so use your dies. Bunnies are fine, but until you get carrots, you probably want other minions, transform into other minions. So yeah, that's a little bit of something you'll learn from the Tavern Brawl this week is bunnies only hatch from undyed Noble Garden eggs. So every bunny get in here. The bunnies are great. I mean, they aren't that effective, but they're super cute, and that's all that mattered, right? Oh yeah, I mean, this guy, our opponent, didn't do a great job of so he could have got all those minions on the board there. Wouldn't have ever been there, because he could have dealt with Shrieking Shroom. You see there, we don't hero power like I was talking about before, just leaving room for the Shrieking Shroom, but we don't have room for another Noble Garden Egg, but we have a Noble Garden Egg on the board, so here we will, or at least we should be able to clear off 2 minions to where we say, alright, we can just end turn. I mean, we're going to face him up for more damage, but we don't need a hero power, and then I mean, he blew this game, but he healing rains and tries to turn it around, but hopefully he'll watch our YouTube videos and learn how to play better. Yeah, so we're climbing up the ladder. We're gonna show you some constructive play, but like I said, there's a lot of streamers that do a good job there, but we'll show you just how to beat Q Block and Quest Rogue nowadays. But mainly we're going to show you how to have fun out here. And this Tavern Brawl is fun. Dolly Master Dorian. Whenever you draw a card, summon a 1/1 copy of it. See, that's one that, you'll start to see that a lot of these cards that transform are the same. But that one, that would have been good to see early on. And he realizes his mistake and gives up. So now we've gotten you a win with most classes. We got Warlock and Warrior left. So Warlock has a lot of class-specific cards which will help you. It also has some that aren't really going to help you, but the ones that will help are basically Despicable Dreadlord, and there you see Feeding Time really helps. We like that one and this one too. Deals damage and gives you a bunch of minions to where you could use carrots on. Also, we'll get to show you a card that is tough to play, that most people don't understand, and it's not even a Warlock card. We get Temperous from our Dragon Egg. It's not the right name of this thing, but basically that's what it is. An old Dragon Egg. It adds Temperous to our hands. So Temperous is a card that you're going to want to play once you're way ahead, and you'll see how I use it, to where I have more minions, more powerful minions, and when I use it, he has 2 turns that he gets to play, and you're like, man, this is going to be tough, but he probably wastes 12 mana in those 2 turns, and because he doesn't have any cards and he doesn't have anything to do. So make sure you use your Noble Garden custom emotes too. You gotta fully enjoy this Tavern Brawl. There we go with the double red shifting dies, because I mean, like I said, red's great. Give a minion +2/+2. It's like a beefed up banana, a red banana. Mitch Hedberg would say, "Where'd you get that banana from?" So yeah, here we're gonna get rid of that gibberer. Can't keep that going. And then we're gonna see with all those 1/1s an opportunity to clear a lot of his board with Despicable Dreadlord. Like I said, Feeding Time, Despicable Dreadlord are the good ones. There's some bad ones, like, I mean, Sack Pack isn't great, but we did find a demon somehow. And then Cataclysm maybe is not great because you never really want to discard your whole hand. But yeah, I mean, here he does an okay job of clearing off the board, so we have to bring our guy out of stealth just because we want to hit basically everybody there. Obviously he's going to get rid of Dreadlord because he's got Divine Shield on the board, but this guy also hits I think it's like Mindless Automaton, the one that doubles your hero power, healing, and damage. That card's great. I'm using it in Quest Warrior to where I can basically faceless it or play one or two of them, or play Sulfuros a couple times in a turn and hero power for 1 turn kills. So that's a fun deck. I'd love to show you more of the fun decks, but too bad. They're not. There's a lot of aggro on the ladder, so it's hard to play decks like that because people are trying to beat you turn 4 or 5. There's a good chance to use Unwilling Sacrifice. We really wanted to hit the Divine Shield minion, and then it would have been over for him, but here we're not quite far enough ahead to play Temperous. So we just keep on dying our eggs and adding up more eggs. I feel like the egg that came from the hen has more value. That's why I chose it, but there's just some things that are completely ideas in my head, and then some things that are actual strategies and tactics that will help you win. That one, I mean, there's also things that you'll learn from us, like, I don't even think most people realize that the bunnies only hatch from undyed Noble Garden eggs, or like that certain cards will only come out of certain dyes of eggs. But so here we are far enough ahead. We definitely could have Temperist, but I don't know if he would have conceded again. So here's what I'm talking about. He gets the automaton, so he could have dealt 4. I'm showing him. Deal 4 to that guy, or deal 4 to the other guy. And he deals 4 to a guy that's no good. So once we hit carrots, that's when I was like, okay, we're good. Play Temperous and +1/+1, and the deal 4 would have been pretty bad for 2 turns, so we definitely want to get rid of the automaton. And then, so right here you added up, we got 17 attack around, so for 2 turns that's definitely lethal. He's probably going to be able to clear off a minion, so I wouldn't count on it. See there, now he can clear a minion, but then again we get 2 turns, so we get 1 turn to where we can play another minion and add it to the damage factor, so, and we get another egg, so that's definitely a bunny right there. There's no way you could die that guy. So yeah, what, we got 15 attack next turn and 13 this turn. So we're just shy, but we realize that we just go ahead and play Halloween, which is a sack pack target too, since it's our turn again. We'll be alright. So now what? We got lethal. Alright, Warlock down. That one's pretty tough. I mean, some classes, obviously... This was my last win, so then I'll show you, just the rewards that we get. Usually don't get great, but hey, 2 rares. Better than just 1 rare. And I mean, it's a basic pack, so I've been playing for a while, so I got most of those cards. And here's the final one. We'll show you Warrior. And this was a fun one. I got a few wins with Warrior, but this one I'll just show you a little bit more of the fun one. Obviously, I like to look for class-specific cards in the beginning, but if you got carrots, always keep carrots, so we're good. yeah, so hopefully this helps you guys get some wins. Yep, Divine Shield. So you can go ahead and rank them. I think red +2/+2 is number 1. Orange or Rush is number 2. Gold Divine Shield is number 3. Pink and green right there tied in the middle of the pack, with pink being Taunt and green being Poisonous. Purple Lifesteals I have below that, but for certain classes it's definitely above that, like Rogue and Warlock. And then blue and silver are pretty bad. Silver's terrible. I mean, I don't really see any reason for stealth unless like you knew you were going to transform into just some crazy nutty minion, but other than that, there he could have left the Divine Shield on his Snow Flipper Penguin and gone in the other way. He's assigning damage to minions, like I've told you before, is a good plan. You know, just try and make them be able to be killed. Warsong Commander, I don't know why they put it in here after the nerf. That card's basically unplayable. We want to play the random attack guy, but he kills it. I was thinking, hey, maybe it'll attack a stealth guy. I don't think it can. It would have obviously had to hit either a hero or the Keeper of the Grove. Yeah, so I switched it up there and play some Windfury just to try and use some of these other dies, but honestly, probably would have gone with other ones if I was really worried, but I think Mallow Fluff was pretty easy to deal with, so. I got multiple bunnies. So we're gonna play a minion and go for it. Keep the board. We know he's getting another bunny there, so these our 3/5 bunnies are gonna work pretty well against his 1/3s. Again, we'll keep the board here, just get rid of Long Neck and trade it off with the old Noble Garden Goblin. It's a great card. Rush, Poison, and again, just probably, you see, we're playing against his hero power there, where he could have just hero powered off a bunny, but also he could have Starfall, which would really be bad, but we didn't see it. He goes with Stealth, so that was a bad play. Looks like he's working him down to old. Now, I wouldn't recommend playing this, but if you're trying to have fun, then go ahead and explore Ungoro. That's where we'll get our. I mean, Discover is always going to be good, but in the Tavern Brawl, you got rid of all your dies, so that's the last die we're going to be able to use. I don't think they put any in the Explore Ungoro card. Which Explore Ungoro, I don't really understand too much. I'd have to work with it more, because you can see here from the options that they're not all Ungoro cards. So I don't know what Explore Ungoro means. But yeah, we're gonna Cho lock him. Just say, and that's another way, I guess. It was the Cho's a way for us to get more of the dies back. And you'll see he could have done a better job of not playing into our Cho. I think if he Savage Roars first, then he could kill Cho and play his other spells and not worry about it as much, but he's going to struggle to come back after Cho. Maybe I could have picked the other card, but Cho's more fun. And I hope you guys are having fun with this Tavern Brawl, so go ahead and hit like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you'd like to see next. But we got the Tavern Brawl done this week, and we're gonna try and get some ranked play up there for you guys this week. So see here, he gives me the die first, and then he plays Bite, and then he plays Savage Roar. That's kind of a concede move. I think he knew it was over. Well, hope you enjoyed this one.